So what are your thoughts about what we just did with Dyan Digital?
Well, it's like we welcomed somebody else into the winner circle, which is always a good feeling. Like you said, there's not only enough room for us all to win, but it should be happening. And if by my successes or failures I can make that happen for somebody else, I absolutely will.
I liked it. It's a good feeling. You know, this is the benevolent version of a hot seat. There's no
Yeah,
electricity
yeah,
involved.
Yes.
yeah, yeah. It's not the electric chair.
Yeah,
There's a
that was good
difference
stuff.
between a hot seat and electric chair. Yeah.
Yeah, very much
Uh,
so.
he doesn't come across as he comes across as a visionary, but not as a dreamer. He comes across as having some realistic goals. And I'll be honest with you, like I said, I know nothing about the industry he's talking about. Absolutely nothing. I know nothing about gaming. I think the last game that I played was in 1975, and it was Pong.
Oh boy.
And it was as big as a VCR, and I attached it to a 13-inch black and white TV. And it had the controllers weren't even like the kind that you turn. It was like a slide, where all you did was slide your paddle. Very, very archaic, but that's my knowledge of gaming.
Why,
So
George, isn't that kind of like what the 9 to 5 grind is? It's just being stuck between two paddles, bouncing
yeah,
back and forth. It's like
exactly.
playing Frogger. You're trying to make your way across the highway, but everything's getting
Splat.
thrown at you. So what do we
Splat.
say? We say, put the frog in the driver's seat. I don't know.
Yeah,
Is that the
right.
motto? Helping you put the frog in the driver's seat,
Yeah.
baby.
That's funny. So, what do you think we can do for this gentleman as the Fire Your Boss team? This is our first official guest. I've been talking for weeks like that. The three of us will host a up and coming business owner and help him somehow, some way, him or her somehow, some way. What are your thoughts about how we can help this guy?
How we help them, so what he's doing falls into what we do in conversion chemistry and Fire Your Boss with the digital dominance blueprint and the keys to success for entrepreneurship and business building. He's already taking great strides compared to somebody who is just thinking about doing it. So he's
Oh
planning
yeah.
and is actually doing it. So it is next level, which does require more one-on-one conversations, consultations, and fact finding to see where he's at in that journey. So I can't give any suggestions right now after what I've already given. Yeah, maybe a thought or two, besides taking a deep dive and having another conversation or session with him upon the check-in to see, what the status is, and then take it from there.
Okay, so we established that he's got to get the LLC. He knows that.
Yeah.
Let's say he nails down that LLC. What is job number one for him?
Website.
Yeah, I would say get the first sale, since we actually put a timeline on that. And you don't have to have a whole lot to do that. You need your landing page and you need a payment processing system and ideally the LLC. And since we're talking about a matter of days for the LLC, yes, that's priority number one. Priority number two is just having some sort of digital presence of your own, meaning a domain, a landing page, really just your own domain and a landing page, and a way to capture payment. And you're pretty much set after that to build upon those foundations.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about feasibility of his idea. Like I said, I know nothing about this. Comment on the feasibility of his dream. Is this doable?
I think so. I don't know how you're going to get people together because most of them live with their moms and kind of are afraid to go outside, to stereotype, but to a certain degree, it's true.
I think that stereotype exists for a reason. However, gaming is so ubiquitous now that the sheltered in the basement avatar isn't what it used to be, and it's a more diverse group of people, which is why I implore him to niche down a little bit rather than just gaming. I mean, it's a good start because then he has that framework where he can apply someone's gaming preferences and style to somewhat personality traits and psychological aspects, which can then be leveraged for good job positioning. But yeah, tightening down the avatar would be one of the key things to do, and with urgency. Avatar. It's funny because that's a gaming term.
It's not like rot's a rut, goodbye, you know, come back when you're a millionaire. We hope to do a little bit of hand holding and
Oh
help
yeah.
him with his accountability. And like I had told him, his success is our success. And some of his
Well, George, are we
comments,
allowed to drop the news yet? Can we drop the news? I'm bursting at the seams here.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just let it
All
out,
right.
man.
All right. Well, I've been talking a lot. I should let Frank do it, really. But
Oh, you go ahead.
it's
I
because
love. I love.
Dellen would not only be a good candidate for what we're about to talk about, but he would also succeed for it. So, what Frank and I are offering through Conversion Chemistry is a 12-week business boot camp. It's basically the fire your boss / we want to see you win boot camp. So, who it's for is somebody like Dellen, somebody who's on the cusp of wanting to monetize their side hustle. So they have the idea, and maybe they've started it, or perhaps they haven't started yet. Those are the two avatars, as it were, for this boot camp. It's going to be limited access. We are limiting it to the first 12 who sign up, but we'll do it, quarterly, right? That math adds up. Yeah, 12 weeks. So we'll do this quarterly, where it will be a weekly group training session where we discuss everybody's businesses, where they're at. And yes, do we have a toolkit of 40 different resources, references, swipe files that anybody can use for their business? Sure. So that's all going to be, part of it, this business building blueprint. But we're also going to do individualized goal setting and breaking through barriers with this boot camp. So everybody who signs up, they get 6 months of conversion chemistry. So they can study on their own and full access to all the resources. They get the weekly meetings with Frank and I and the other participants. They get an individual intake process with Frank and I, so we can discuss their individual goals and barriers and where they're at and how we can help them individually. Then they get the peer mentorship, all the resources, like I mentioned. They get spotlighted on our website as this case study. So it's kind of like a Shark Tank benefit,
Nice,
where just by
nice.
participating, your business is going to get visibility by being on our mailing list, being on our blog, being on our socials, and what have you, and accountability check-ins. So it's like a done with you conversion chemistry course,
Yeah, not
where
done for
you have
you,
our
done with you.
individual consulting. Then you've got conversion chemistry, which is do it yourself. This is done with you. And I always, get the look from Frank about sometimes when I talk about the pricing, but we are offering it for $397 for 12 weeks, which I see the look. He's telling me I should charge more, but that's fine. So
Well,
$397.
I think, like for instance, with the when I asked you about the discount, the conversion chemistry discount, where if people use the promo code Bruno 2024, they get
Mhm.
90% off, and
Yeah,
which is, I don't, what was the word that you used? It was like stupid. Remember you used the word, it's like
I
a
think
stupid discount or something.
stupid might be an accurate term for it. There's a reason why. I want as many people to benefit from this as possible. And yeah, is it priced lower than it should be? Absolutely. But I want our early adopters and founders to get that discount, because what are they going to do? They're going to spread the word too, because they're going to see the success and they're going to want other people to win as well.
Yeah,
It's just the way it works. It's just the way lifetime memberships work. And we can do an
yeah,
entire episode on lifetime
yeah,
memberships and how to use them and how not to.
yeah,
Very, very passionate about
yeah.
that. And that discount still applies if you sign up for our 12-week thing as well.
397 for 12 weeks is pretty darn good to help get a business off the ground, have that mentorship, have that hand holding, so to speak. And it's with people who are on your side, because man, one of the biggest temptations any new business owner has is that they feel alone.
Absolutely.
They feel isolated, and they're afraid to share their ideas. Everyone's always afraid to share their ideas. And I like to say, don't worry about
Don't
that. No
be
one's
bring
going
them
to
before
steal
me,
them.
because I've had some really stupid ideas,
Yeah.
and I guarantee you, probably dumber than what most people bring before me.
Yeah.
So please bring them. Do not let don't let that be a dream stealing type of sentiment. I have had some really dumb ideas, but because I've had so many, there are going to be some dumb ones, and then good ones come from it.
Yeah. Do you have the means yet to sign up for this type of coaching, this 12-week thing? Is that available yet, or
I'm so glad you asked, George, because what do you need to sell a product is all you need is a simple landing page. We act with transparency here. So yes, of course, we have our full website up as usual, but conversionchemistry.com/bootcamp.
Nice. It sounds pretty intensive.
It's for
And
people that want to get serious and get moving already. I mean, if you like the um, whole fire your boss thing, these are for the early adopters. This is for the people that want to get ready and get moving.
yeah, yeah. So conversionchemistry.com/bootcamp.
Bootcamp.
Or we could also do it. I mean, Jonesy, should it be there or should it be on the URL also on his site? I didn't even think of that on George's. So it's the fire your boss thing, but then you go over to conversionchemistry.com. Isn't that a little weird? Or what are your thoughts there?
Well, Fire Your Boss is a joint venture, and we have yet to create the digital platform for it yet. So we'll discuss that. Let me ask the client, George Bruno, what he thinks about having that URL on his website.
I'm good with it. I'm good. I am all about, like, for instance, I mean, with my work with men, one of the ways that men build up their strength, get back on their feet after having a difficult time or starting fresh somewhere is going into business or starting a side hustle. A guy's been knocked down for a lot of his life and he feels like he might have been emasculated and he wants to have some success. He's got to have some success. And starting a business or expanding a side hustle is a great way to do it, especially after you experience some losses and maybe we're set back by divorce and breakups and this kind of stuff. So I think it's just a great way to, I don't know. I don't want to compare business success to manhood, but it's another way to man up.
Yeah.
It's another way to man up is to, we go to the gym to build up our bodies. We go to conversion chemistry to build up our businesses.
Because being demasculated is one of the cruelest things that a man can ever go through or have done to him. You got to get your mojo back. And one of the ways is building building a life for yourself financially as well as emotionally. And again, fire your boss doesn't mean fire your boss, period. That's a euphemism or catchphrase for kind of everything, like from a side hustle to just, hey, I want to write a book. I've always thought I had a book in me or whatever. So I think we do a little bit more thinking about it. But really, George, that makes you that it edifies you as well, because now we're providing a service for your constituency to where people that are down and beat up, or even if they just have the idea and they're afraid to execute, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Everybody has that unfinished train set in the basement of their mind somewhere, and conversion chemistry can help them flesh that out and finish a dream that they might have started 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever.
Absolutely.
There's nothing like a nice payday. And I'll speak for my community of men. There's nothing like a nice payday to help you feel a little bit better about some of the losses that you might have had.
Helps you get your power back.
Well, gentlemen, this was a fantastic session. I want Dylan to literally just be pounding his chest when he's done meeting with us. I want him to feel like he's just freaking unstoppable. And that's the goal, is to give people that power and just give them what they need to get going. We want to be encouragers, and I want everybody just to beat their chest and feel great and unstoppable and have their vision renewed when they meet with us. I don't want to take the wind out of anyone's sails. And I want this to be the absolute most positive virtual consulting effort on YouTube. That's what I really want. So I'll give you gentlemen the last word. Jonesy, what do you got to say?
Be a fountain, not a drain.
Beautiful.
A hi, Mom, and happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there.
Oh, that's wonderful. I think when men experience loss after loss after loss, just one win can not only make a guy's day, but make his year.
Oh, yeah.
His year. And for me, my job is to help men stack win after win after win. Jonesy, what were you going to add?
So my podcast studio in Philly will not be happening. I had somebody sign a 10-year triple net lease on my building. So I'm taking that signature and that money and running with it.
Absolutely.
So that
Wow.
being said, the idea of the podcast studio still exists because, well, Kev was in charge of that to begin with anyway. So he's got the plans and the equipment.
Mhm.
I am about 90% sure I'm striking a deal with somebody in Tullytown to use their office building to
Oh
build the
boy,
same exact
again.
concept of what I was planning in Philly. So unfortunately, it's no closer to you, gentlemen, but at least it's not in Germantown.
Yeah.
And
Can we
I may be able to barter for use of that building until such
Okay.
time as it's generating income.
Oh
And
my
Okay.
gosh.
the owner of that building may or may not be Bill Steiner.
Look at you.
Okay.
Joint ventures.
Is
Ooh.
that going to come complete with transcranial magnetic helmets?
Why it could. Yeah, I suppose it could. Yes.
I
Interesting.
can do my TMS while I'm
Yeah,
doing
podcasting.
my podcast.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Thank you.
That'll be happening hopefully within the next month or so.
Well, we had teachers in elementary school talk about put on your thinking cap.
Yeah.
Remember that? Put on your thinking
Yes.
cap.
Yes.
So this is put on your transcranial magnetic something cap.
Stimulator.
Yeah.
But we'll have access to use that workspace if I play my cards right as, a place where we can hold workshops, meetups, whatever.
All right, gentlemen. Talk to you soon. Stay in touch.
Yep.
Yeah.